It's time to focus on seniors with Helping Seniors TV. The television show designed to make you aware of senior issues and needs, as well as to acquaint you with the resources available to help you age in place and with dignity. Now, here's your host, Joe Steckler.
I'm Joe Steckler, and welcome to Helping Seniors, the television arm of Helping Seniors of Brevard County. Our show is designed to provide you with information on how to develop your own aging and care plans. Our topic today is senior information. And joining me is Kerry Fink from Helping Seniors of Brevard County and also TYG Media. I want to plug that too, because that's your company.
Thank you.
But it is because of the work your company is capable of doing that you've allied yourself with Helping Seniors, and we have, I think, Kerry, are bringing a whole new element to senior care and care of seniors in Brevard County, which sets us apart and makes us a little bit different. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. We live in a county where by AARP definition, half of the population qualifies as a senior. And then when we get into even a more traditional definition of 65 plus, isn't the number something like one between 1 and 4 and 1 and 3, depending on which?
I think it's one. Doggone it. 245,000. It's darn near half.
Yep.
Darn near half of the county qualifies for senior citizenry, as opposed to under AARP standard. But the real significant thing is, let's just go by strictly over 65 and under 18.
Right.
There are more people in the county over the age of 65 than there are those under the age of 18.
I would believe it.
But not a lot of people believe that. A lot of people don't understand that, Kerry.
Well, in this area, you either are a senior, you're getting close to being a senior because of the demographics, or you are probably involved in caring for a senior, or you're helping one someplace along the way. And what you pointed out is, when you think about the resources that we collectively put into school systems and things, and all that is good. But the question is, shouldn't we also be putting resources into helping seniors, because there are so many who really need our help? And that's part of our mission with Helping Seniors is to do our part of getting people connected.
Yeah. The mission of Helping Seniors is to inform, to educate, and to connect. We use this television show, we use our radio show, and we use all our printed media, such as Aldea Today, Senior Scene Magazine, Spotlight Magazine,
Ebony
Hometown
News Today,
Hometown News, 18 TV shows a week on the Bright House Channel and the Space Coast Channel, Channel 199, and Space Coast Government Channel 499.
Yep.
Our newsletter, which is published in Senior Scene Magazine, and more people are acquiring that now. You can go online, Helping Seniors of Brevard.org, and you can see all these television shows. You can see all the radio shows. Well, you want to see them, you can hear the radio shows.
Yep.
But my point is that we are informing, and we're using all these sources to educate people.
Right.
We know our educational system is based on informing as well as educating.
Right.
And then once people are informed and educate and understand what can be helped, then we connect these people to those resources. And that's not what 211 does. We differ. How do we differ from 211?
Well, I think the question is, when we're sort of a specialist, number one. So when you call us, we're experienced because, first of all, when we look at your own background, you've run a naval hospital that was dedicated, a naval facility that was dedicated towards working with. You've spent more than half of your life. You're an expert. You're the county's treasured resource as far as it goes to people who know not only the issues of aging, but how to solve them in the best possible way. And more importantly, you know who to connect somebody to that will help them in a given situation. And that same thing goes back through to our information hotline. So when somebody calls Helping Seniors of Brevard and they're talking to Kay Kaiser, our information specialist, you guys have the ability to connect people in a way that will help them because you're already familiar. You're not calling a general helpline and they're trying to figure out who to go to. You guys know, and if there's a way that this person can be helped, you're going to know the path that they're going to need to take.
Right. And we also know some of the things that theoretically we should not be able to help them with. However, if you get enough people together, you can accomplish amazing things. What I want to talk about today was a brief, folks, that I gave to a church group. We're not going to get through it in the detail that I gave out to the church group, but we've already established part of it. But our strengths include our radio, our television, our printed stuff, but our advocacy group, we're building on the media sponsors, and we're trying to break into established networks. We need to get back into Florida today. We need senior support, and you're part of the advocacy group. Why do you think it's so important that we have this advocacy group?
Well, it was so interesting because I was thinking, even as you were talking about the outbound media reach and why we're so dedicated to getting the word out to people about different things that could help them age with dignity. The reason is because when we did, as the Advocacy Council here at Helping Seniors, we fielded that survey last year. And it was very interesting to see that one of the greatest needs, in fact, it topped the list, the greatest need of all the things that you could think of that a senior might report on a survey and say, this is what I need the most help with. It was surprising to me to read, it was information. I need information. So half the battle is getting, for that particular need, connected to the right information. And that's why this is all important. The Advocacy Council exists to help provide information to our elected officials so that they understand these are the things that seniors are telling us are important. And that helps us guide what we're doing as helping. When you figure out topics for TV, radio, print columns, it's based on that information that you're hearing from the Advocacy Council that is telling you these are our greatest needs in the community.
Yeah. Our newsletter is an 8-page newsletter that's an insert in Senior Scene magazine, and he publishes something like it reaches a readership of over 40,000 people.
Right.
And now that, was it you or Kay that got smart enough to put that link on our website?
It was a great idea, but it was Kay's idea. And now people are signing up, and you can go to helpingseniors.brevard.org. And as soon as you hit the website, there'll be a form. It won't pester you every time you go there if you tell it I'm good. But there's an opportunity right there to sign up for the newsletter, and we'll deliver it free of charge into your email box. And it is, like Joe said, chock full of information that's going to be very valuable. And it changes, obviously, each month, depending on the things that you guys are coming up with, as these are the most important topics to be following.
Yeah, there's always something in there about assisted living, something about the law, how it affects seniors. There's generally a hospice article in there. There's a whole list. We're working on what we call a provider network. Our media sponsors are organizations. They help pay for the whole program, and we put them on television. We do a lot of things to advertise for them, but in turn, they're helping us serve you, our viewing audience, and we're working on developing a provider network. We've got handymen, electricians, painters, yard work people. We get calls. Kay gets calls at the office all the time for these kinds of services, Kerry.
Yes.
They need handymen. So people just don't. You can go to the yellow pages and take a chance, but wouldn't it be better if we could put this network together and advertise for these people that will do the service at a good price, and somebody you can trust to come into your home. You don't know who's going to come in your home.
That's right. It's really a level of I guess to some degree accountability, because I know that when somebody comes on and joins the Helping Seniors provider network, they're basically pledging and promising to deal with people ethically and fairly. And one of the benefits because they're there. I mean, obviously, it is up to the quality of the people who sign that pledge, but at the same degree, there is a level of accountability because I know you, and we're not going to. This organization wouldn't tolerate somebody that wasn't trying to do the right thing for the seniors.
It's exactly right. And we had a call for somebody that needed help getting their garage door repaired. There are a number of services. And wouldn't it be nice if people that do these things started calling us, and by virtue of the fact they wanted to be involved with the senior providing network, they would say, hey, if you're advertising for us, we'll help pay your costs.
Right.
It's a quid pro quo. That's exactly what it is. But I would like to have a good quid pro quo. Right. I want people that want to do something fairly. I think people need to pay for service. It shouldn't be free. If they absolutely can't afford it, I think a lot of the people that are in our network now will actually go ahead and do the work.
Sure.
They'll do it because they know it needs to be done. But they still have to develop and pay for their business costs too.
Sure.
And people have to understand that. But like last year, our advocacy group took on the work of trying to advocate to the county commissioners that we needed an aging plan in Brevard County. We put together a pretty good document. We heard nothing back. The Advocacy Council will probably be meeting at about time this show is aired.
Right.
So this year's second year, we're taking on the additional task. We're not going to forget that we've asked for the county plan to be. We're going to do some work to push that forward again.
Right.
But at the same time, we want to work on really promoting Brevard County as an elder-friendly county. The county commission says, and the county commissioners in 2001 said Brevard County is an elder-friendly community. What does that really mean?
Well, isn't that really the point? Because you said, you'd heard somebody once say, well, an elder-friendly community means they have streetlights so people can walk at night. Well, fine, sure, that's part of it, but it's not really the crux of it. The real question, and you know this because of the types of calls that Kay receives on a daily basis. Somebody has got to get to a doctor and they don't have any transportation to be able to get them there. They're getting issues and letters from the city about their roof being a problem or something, and now they've got mold in the house, but nobody is willing to step in and try to find a way to get them connected to resource. There's somebody who's got a neighbor that is elderly, but maybe not. They're not sure what to do, and they don't know who to call, and all those kind of things. Having those systems in place, that aging plan helps the government then help its citizens, who really, when you think about it, are predominantly the taxpayers in the county anyway.
Well, exactly right. And I think that actually, I honestly think that the county Housing and Human Services should actually be doing what Helping Seniors is doing. It shouldn't be a private organization that's trying to take on, they could do these television shows. They could do a radio show to promote what's happening. We're not trying to make money off it. Right. We're trying to raise just enough money to do these television shows, to do the radio show, to publish all this stuff. It costs us roughly $1,500 a month to put that newsletter insert in Senior Scene magazine.
Right.
What are we getting out? We're not getting anything out of it. We're not. The overhead salaries for this organization right now is roughly, let me figure it out. I can do a real quick point. $90,000 because I take no pay.
I was going to say, if you want to look for a model of efficiency, I would say, and that is a point. When you talk about not-for-profits and you want somebody to analyze a not-for-profit, if they're getting involved in it and they're putting their hard-earned money in to support the concept, the question is, are they just paying a lot of people's salaries, or are they actually turning it into services and basically multiplying the effect of that? And that's why, and I know you're going to get to it, but I'm really excited about the fundraiser that we're doing right now, because it is a perfect example of how you're taking really just a little bit and stretching it into so much more for the benefit of the organization. You volunteer your time, and you look at the number of media outlets that are willing to partner with us to help us get the word out. We still have to get all the materials together that go out on TV, go out on radio, go out in print, make up the newsletter. But all these organizations see the value of what's doing. It's it's a little engine that can.
It makes a lot of difference, Kerry, in how you think and how and what you do. But I think this year the thrust of the advocacy group to promote a development of a true elder-friendly community means that programs like Aging Matters that are funded through United Way, which is United Way is in a decline growth pattern over the last 2 years. They're getting less money each year. But many of these organizations think that the thrust of the money should be to help children's causes. That's not true. I like to think of the life cycle. The first thing a baby learns to do is smile. The very first thing. The last thing a person forgets on the end of that cycle is how to smile. It's one of the last things. So, the helping seniors and doing all this is a continuing cycle, and it's a hard thing to call. Yeah, I think it's important for the viewing audience to know that Helping Seniors has a plan. We're just not operating from a slingshot.
That's right.
We developed this plan in 2011, and we have met every milestone set in an original plan. We've added to it. We have never detracted from it, and everything is going pretty much the same. So we have no difference in what we're doing. But having a plan is one thing. You have to make that plan work, and you wanted to talk a little bit about our social media and our newspapers. Go ahead.
Yeah, when you were talking about the plan, it's someplace like north of 800 different cases that Helping Seniors has managed in our, I would say, short existence, and it shows the massive need that's out there. These people are finding us because it's so important, and the social network and social media that we're doing really helps us grow that rapidly. So as you know, this year in particular, we've really spent a lot of time working on everything we do, both in terms of Facebook, in terms of what we're doing. We have a site on Twitter now. We have a site on Google+. We have LinkedIn, which is, businesses connecting with each other. And of course, we have our YouTube channel. So what we're finding, and this is really kind of fascinating, is when we post a show, let's just say it's a heart health show. We've had cardiologists come on and do a television show, and they're explaining the things that are helpful to understand about being healthy, heart healthy. And then parents can share that show with their adult children who may not even be in the area. They may be on another side of the country. So this whole aspect of getting people connected, because you've had calls from people in Virginia about people in Florida and so on and so forth. And all that connectivity is what's getting people to be able to understand what the need is and how that need can be met for Helping Seniors.
Exactly right. I was sitting in my house one evening, and I had a call from New York, and I asked how they got my name, and they said, "Well, we're trying to find such and such a service in Brevard County, and we just couldn't find anything. We started Google searching, and we saw your name and all these things you're doing." I said, "Well, we can help you," and I said, but I'd like to wait until Monday morning. This was a Saturday night. Right. And actually it was something I had reacted on right away, and we were able to do it. And that's the other beauty of the thing. This phone system we have, Kerry, is a 24/7 phone system. And let's say, so that the viewer understands, every message that comes in, if I'm still correct, I know it goes on Kay's computer, it goes on my computer, it goes on your computer too. So we have 3 computers that are receiving all those messages, and if we listen, one of us will listen to them, and if we think that's something that's got to be done right away.
It happens.
It happens, and that's got to be a judgment call by the person receiving that phone call. But there's nobody else doing that,
Right.
and that's what's so important. And the other thing that came out, I think is very important, is that we have some magazines and newspapers in Brevard County. These weekly news, weekly and monthly news. Well, they're all weekly newspapers, but the magazines are monthly publication. But like we have one of those. They have one of the newspapers there sitting on the table. And this is called Al Dia Today. It's just a bilingual paper. Everything is published in Spanish and English.
Yes. Yes. You know, and we were talking with the publisher, and he was so glad to hear that Helping Seniors was doing this, and he pledged whatever I can do to help, because he said, you know, this is so important. Aging isn't just for English speaking, it's for everybody, and the resources. And it was interesting to hear him talk about how important it is to make sure that that every senior is getting the help that they need. And so here we are with, I think he said it's 25,000 copies a month go out of Al Dia Today. We know Ebony News Today runs 20,000 copies a month. Senior Scene is hitting, you know, like you said, a readership of 40,000.
2,000. No, I'm sure Hometown News is 200,000.
And we're doing, as the little engine that could, we're doing everything we can to touch as many people throughout the county to help them get an understanding that there is help available. And, you know, it's one of those things that we all understand. People perish for the lack of knowledge. So half the battle is just getting that person connected. And I was going to tell you, when you were talking about that, how important those computer calls were, you know, how many of these messages have we heard or received from somebody who said, I tried calling this number, I got lost in the computer maze, pressed number 4 for this, they never called me back,
and
I was on hold for 2 hours.
It happens a lot with our senior helpline for the state of Florida.
Right. But then they say, I get a hold of Kay, and Kay not only cares, she gets me connected with somebody, and then Kay calls me back to make sure that it went okay.
She follows up. But you know what? If you turn that paper around, I'll tell the viewing audience what my niece said.
Yeah.
My niece wrote back and said, I think it's great, Uncle Joe, that you're on the same page that Prince was.
See, that makes you famous.
She said, that's exactly what she said. She said, that makes you famous, Uncle Joe.
No, it's good.
And, you know, you have to have levity. This is life.
Yeah.
Life is life, and life is death. Mm-hmm. Death is life, and death, you know, they're not separable. It's all going to happen, but we hope that it happens in later life and not in younger life. Mm-hmm. And that's the purpose of Helping Seniors. Yes. We try to inform, educate, and connect seniors and those that care for seniors with resources to help them build a plan to help age with dignity.
That's right.
Which makes so much of a difference. You know, I think that some of the challenges that we have ahead of us, Kerry, I listed them in a briefing I gave, and one of them was to get seniors involved, get county support. We give millions for children. We give hardly anything for seniors. Less than 1/10.
I was going to say the statistic.
Less than 1/10% of 1%. Less than 1/10 of 1% of the county-based funding for organizations, and now they are proposing to do away with that. Yet at the same time, there was an initiative to move forward to get a tax put on for children's benefits. You know, there's got to be a point in life where we say enough is enough, and you know. You can't, if you have everything you need as you go older, you're a blessed person. But everybody is not blessed that same way. Some people don't earn enough to retire in an assisted living facility. They go on what we call Medicaid, and they go wherever Medicaid sends them. And sometimes it's not as nice as they want it to be. A person says, I don't want to go to a nursing home. Well, sometimes there's no choice.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is build a plan so that people can have the best of whatever they can. What would you say that our viewing audience needs to think about in terms of radio, television, reading? How can they help themselves help us?
Wow, that's a great question, and I think there's at least 3 different ways that can happen. The first and most important is I would want to encourage anybody who's watching the TV show to visit helpingseniors.of-brevard.org. I'll say it again, helpingseniors.of-brevard.org. The reason for that is you want to get a hold of the newsletter. It's absolutely free. We'll put it in your email box for free each month, and then want to use that as a footstone to get you connected. We exist solely because people do helping seniors. So they do things that help us raise money to operate as an entity, but also people get involved in the Senior Advocacy Council. And that's very important because that's how we have our ear to the community so that we make sure that we're communicating the right needs and the right message to everybody that needs that. So those are the things that I would say for people to do.
You did a good job. I was watching to see if you're going to run over time. I was going to cut you off, but you did it where we have 34 seconds left.
Good.
But timing is extremely important, Kerry.
Yes.
And as long as people will remember that the purpose of helping seniors is to inform them, to educate them, and then to get them connected with the help they need, and we have resources that will help them do that. That's the important thing.
That's right.
We are a resource. We're not a service. We're a resource. So I want to thank you for helping me do this thing, get this message out to our viewers. And I want to thank you for watching today's episode of Helping Seniors. I'm Joe Steckler. Thank you for joining our program today. I'd like to remind you that our senior information line is available to you at 321-473-7770. There you can get help and direction that could be helpful for your specific situation or circumstances. The work of helping seniors is very important, but we can't do it alone. That is why our sponsors here in Brevard County are so important. I'd like to thank our many area sponsors, businesses, and medical providers who support the mission of helping seniors that help us carry the cost of our media efforts. If you'd like to join us either as a business partner or simply donate as an individual, we would welcome your call at 321-473-7770. You are always welcome to visit our website at www.helpingseniors.of-brevard.org. Thanks so much for your help. It does make a difference.